Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the mise-en-scene of the 6 films we did. The first one I did was Kes, which is stereotypical old Yorkshire estate with red brick buildings and countryside. You can kind of get a hint of up north. Then the other one I did was also an estate, but it was flats and mise-en-scene is very modern. And you can tell it's set in modern day and also an industrialised area because of the graffiti, the young people, the motorbike at the start, everything like that. The other 4 films, 28 Days Later, which at the start the mise-en-scene is people dying, there's rioting in the modern day as well. Requiem for a Dream, seaside based, with normal middle lower class people, with middle class clothing, middle and lower class clothing, because it's just what I'm wearing. And then Breakfast on Pluto is a panning view of the town and the countryside. And Sunshine, it's all in space, so it's sci-fi, it's modern, it's different and everything. Thank you.
Alright, so I'm doing camera shots, and I did Sunshine, Breakfast on Pluto as well. So for Sunshine, the camera shots are like extremely long, so it's like possible to capture the surroundings, the characters are set. Also, it helps like capture the imagination of like how big the actual spatial is in comparison to everything else. For Breakfast on Pluto, there weren't really that many camera shots. It was just like one panning shot all the way around of like the village and the countryside, so you can see what's set. The other 2, which George did, was Requiem for a Dream and 28 Days Later. Requiem for a Dream, there was just like a variety of short camera shots in it all the way through. It faded out from like black, and then like it was kind of diegetic to it all like fitted in. And then the other one he did 28 Days Later, and that was like all handheld to like show people running away from like zombies and like infection and shit. And then the other 2 were Kes and Harry Brown, and for both of them they were just both really long takes which had like no pauses in between. That's them.
Right, click record. Right, I'll start off with Dom's Ident. The film he did was Breakfast on Pluto, and that had 20th Century Fox, whatever it's called, which has that music with it. Also they did the film Sunshine, which had Hey on it. 28 Days Later, there's only one ident, which is 21st Century Fox as well. And then in Requiem for a Dream, there wasn't there was 2 idents. And then Jake's films, he did Kes and Harry Brown. And Jake did Kes, which had one ident in, and it's quite old fashioned. It's the line one to the film. Also Harry Brown, those modern idents with text suit the modern film. Yeah, that's it. James did 2 films, but he's not here, he's ill, so I can't review them.
I'm going to talk about the mise-en-scene of all the films we did. The 2 films I did, it was stereotypical old Yorkshire estate with red brick houses on Kes. You could tell it was up north just by the stereotypical countryside and obviously the council houses. And then I also did Harry Brown, which is like also council houses, but you can tell it's South London, an industrialised area due to the flats and the like the council housing. It's all modern. There's a park, and underground there's a. Oh, it's freaking out.
I'm also doing editing. In editing with Breakfast on Pluto. There's 2 fake birds animated onto it throughout the film, which is and then Sunshine. There's all the sound effects and stuff from the spaceship and the spaceship like edited and stuff, so it makes it look like they're in space. And on my film, 28 Days Later, it's like old stock, old-fashioned footage to make it look like old-fashioned, like writing and stuff, and then it's all like shaking stuff and edited, so it looks like people are dying and running away like it's all chaos. And then in Requiem for a Dream, there isn't really any editing, it's just a normal standard film really, just like normal shot stuff. And in Kez, which is Jake's film, Kez, which is Jake's films, there was no editing, and Harry Brown, it was edited blood and stuff and like shot in their head, which is done after.
Alright, so the other thing I did was titles, and in my 2 films I did, in the opening there wasn't any titles for actually any of them at all. However, in Requiem for a Dream there was a few, like for the director, and then in 28 Days Later there was none in that either that were relevant to the movie. However, Kez had like some loads of titles, as it had to, like, because it's an old movie, it like said all the cast and everything, so everybody was mentioned, and then Harry Brown also had no titles at all.